WNBA general managers just ranked Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and what they said is purely disrespectful. They gave Clark only 7% of the MVP votes, despite her being the face of the league. Only 20% think she's a top point guard, and 0% believe the Fever will win a championship. But here's the twist. They ranked Angel Reese's Atlanta Dream as the third most likely team to win it all. Despite Reese shooting 35% in preseason and fouling out in 11 minutes, these GMs are out of touch with reality. Let me show you exactly what they said and why they're completely wrong. The WNBA released their annual GM survey on Tuesday. 15 general managers answered 42 questions about the upcoming season. Who will win MVP? Who's the best point guard? Which team will win the championship? And the results for Caitlin Clark were insulting. 7% of GMs think Clark will win MVP. 7%. Aja Wilson got 60%. Brianna Stewart got 27%. And Clark tied with Alicia Gray at 7%. Think about that. The player who drives more viewership than anyone in WNBA history. The player whose team gets all 44 games on national television. The player who sold out arenas as a rookie. Gets the same MVP votes as Alicia Gray. But it gets worse. When asked who the best point guard in the league is, Chelsea Gray got 73% of the votes. Clark got 20%. Now, Chelsea Gray is an elite player. No question. But 73% to 20% is disrespectful. Clark averaged 19 points and 8 assists as a rookie. She set the single-season assist record. And GMs are saying she's not even close to being the best point guard in the league. And then there's the championship question. Which team will win the WNBA Finals? Las Vegas Aces got 40%. New York Liberty got 33%. Atlanta Dream got 27%. And the Indiana Fever, 0%. Not a single general manager believes the Fever can win a championship this season. The team that made the semifinals last year without Clark for most of the season. The team that added depth in the offseason. The team with Clark and Aaliyah Boston both healthy. 0 votes. Now let's talk about Angel Reese, because the GMs didn't just disrespect Clark. They overrated Reese to an absurd degree. The Atlanta Dream got 27% of the championship votes, third in the entire league, behind only Las Vegas and New York. And Reese's acquisition was tied for the biggest impact move of the offseason with 27% of the vote. But here's what the GMs apparently didn't watch. Reese's preseason. Game 1 in Chicago. 8 points on 2 of 7 shooting, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. That's 50% from the charity stripe. Game 2 at home in Atlanta, 10 points on 3 of 7 shooting, 3 fouls in 11 minutes. She fouled out of the rotation. Combined across both games, 5 of 14 shooting, 35.7% from the field. Averaging 12 minutes per game because she can't stay out of foul trouble. So, let me get this straight. General managers watched Angel Reese struggle through 2 preseason games, watched her shoot 35% from the field, watched her foul out in 11 minutes, and decided her team is the third most likely to win a championship, while Caitlin Clark dominated in preseason and gets 0 championship votes. Make it make sense. If you want breakdowns like this on Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and everything happening in the WNBA, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Now let me show you what else happened this week that proves the GMs are wrong. While the GMs were ranking teams and players, Caitlin Clark was talking about the season opener. And what she said proves she's not worried about their predictions. Clark was asked about opening day against Dallas, and her response was perfect.
Opening day can feel so big and so daunting, and it means so much, and it does, don't get me wrong, but you can't blow it out of proportion. You want to prepare the exact same way, and it was kind of funny, I was kind of laughing. By the time you get to game, 40, we're probably all going to look back and not even remember who we played on opening night. So I think
that's the mindset of a champion. Clark isn't worried about predictions. She's not worried about GM rankings. She's focused on game 1, then game 2, then game 3. One game at a time. That's how you win championships. Not by talking about it, by doing it. And while Clark is locked in on the process, she's getting support from the biggest name in basketball. LeBron James commented on Clark's Instagram this week, 5 days before the season opener, and his message was simple: LFG with a flexing arm emoji. That's LeBron telling Clark to go dominate. The greatest player of his generation hyping the face of the WNBA before her season starts. LeBron doesn't comment on random players, he doesn't hype everyone. He's selective about who he endorses, and he chose Clark. Not Angel Reese, not Paige, Bueckers. Caitlin Clark, because greatness recognizes greatness. And LeBron sees what the GMs apparently don't. That Clark is about to have an MVP caliber season. Now let's go back to the GM survey, because there's more disrespect to unpack. When asked which player they would choose to build a franchise around, Paige Bueckers got 33% of the votes. Clark and A'ja Wilson tied at 20% each. Think about that. Paige Bueckers is an incredible player, reigning Rookie of the Year, deserves all the respect. But she's played one season. Clark has been to the playoffs. She's proven she can carry a franchise. And she's tied with Wilson at 20%? Behind Bueckers at 33%? The GMs also ranked Chelsea Gray as the best passer in the league, 93% of the vote. Clark didn't even make the top rankings, the player who set the single-season assists record, who averaged 8 assists per game as a rookie, who creates shots for teammates better than anyone in the league, got 0% of the votes for best passer. That's not analysis, that's bias. But here's what the GMs did get right. They voted Dallas as the most improved team, 67% of the vote. Dallas added Azzi Fudd with the #1 pick, signed Alana Smith in free agency, and they have Paige Bueckers entering her second year. That's a dangerous team. And Clark faces them on Saturday in the season opener. So the GMs think Dallas is elite, but they don't think the Fever can compete. Even though the Fever have a healthy roster for the first time in 2 years. The contradiction is obvious. The GMs respect Dallas. They respect Atlanta, they respect New York and Las Vegas, but they don't respect Indiana. Even though the Fever made the semifinals without Clark last year, even though they have the most watched player in the league, even though all 44 of their games are nationally televised because people want to see them play. And that's the problem with these rankings. They're based on what teams did last year, not what they're capable of this year. The Aces won the championship in 2025, so they get 40% of the votes. The Liberty were runners-up, so they get 33%. The Dream, they haven't proven anything yet. But Reese's name recognition gets them 27%, and the Fever get nothing, because the GMs are stuck in the past. Clark just scored 21 points in 16 minutes against Dallas, on 66% shooting, with 11 of 13 from the free throw line. She looked healthy, she looked dominant, she looked like an MVP candidate. But the GMs gave her 7% of the MVP votes. They're not watching the same player everyone else is watching. Here's what's going to happen. The season starts Saturday. Fever versus Dallas. All eyes on Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. And Clark is going to remind everyone why she's the face of the league. Not because GMs voted for her, but because she's the best player on the floor. And when the Fever make a deep playoff run, when Clark puts up MVP numbers, when Indiana proves they're championship contenders, these GM rankings are going to look ridiculous. Because rankings don't win games. Predictions don't win championships, players do. And Caitlin Clark just got disrespected by 15 general managers who apparently haven't been paying attention. She's about to make them regret it. WNBA general managers ranked Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Clark got 7% of MVP votes, 20% of point guard votes, 0% of championship votes. Meanwhile, Reese's Dream got 27% of championship votes despite her struggling in preseason. The rankings are purely disrespectful, but Clark doesn't care about predictions. LeBron James just hyped her up. The season starts Saturday, and she's about to prove every single GM wrong. What do you think? Are the GMs right to doubt the Fever? Or is Caitlin Clark about to have an MVP season? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest on Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and everything happening in the WNBA. We'll see you in the next one.